Today we're going to talk about bread and the difference between this loaf and this loaf. These are both batter breads. They're both easy to make, but there's one difference that makes this bread rise higher and look more like kneaded bread, and this bread stay a little bit lower. Both are delicious, both are good, and we're going to talk about it right now. Hey y'all, so today we're going to make the easiest bread ever. This batter bread is a great sandwich bread. You won't need a mixer, you won't need anything special. It's just got something like 5 ingredients, so easy, and it's ready to go in 2 hours. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add 2 cups of flour to a bowl. So there's 1 cup, and when you're measuring your flour, you want to make sure that you measure it lightly and level it off. And this is just all-purpose flour. You can use bread flour if you want, but I'm using all-purpose flour because I think that's what most of y'all probably have. So to our 2 cups of flour, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar or so. There's 2 tablespoons of sugar or so, and a teaspoon of kosher salt. Now remember, with kosher salt, the crystals are a little bit bigger than table salt. So if you're using table salt, use 3/4 of a teaspoon, not a full teaspoon. And we're gonna mix that in really well. I'm using active dry yeast because I buy it, by the jar, and sometimes I buy it by the big bag, depending on how much bread I'm gonna be making. But if you're using packets, then you're just gonna use 1 packet, and you can use either the active dry yeast, which is what I'm using, or you can use the rapid rise, that works too. To the salt and sugar and butter and yeast mixture, you're gonna add warm water, and this is about 110 degrees. So I'm gonna mix that up. And then I'm going to add my 4th cup of butter. And I'm going to mix that in really well. Now this is going to take about 500 strokes to get it just right. It's really good for the arm, and if you want to do it in your mixer, just, maybe 2 minutes works just fine either way. But what you're going to end up with is a batter that is about that goopy. It will not stay on, it just kind of plops off your spoon. All right, so we've mixed it up. We've got our 500 strokes. And now all I need to do is put it in a warm place for about an hour until it's risen double. So I'm gonna do that now, and I'll see y'all back here in about an hour. All right, y'all, I have sprayed this with cooking spray, and to make sure that it was well greased. You could also grease it with butter or shortening or oil or however you want to do it, but I did with cooking spray. And here is our batter bread, or our batter for our batter bread. And you can see that it's risen, it's bubbly, it's airy. It's exactly what we want. So I'm gonna take this and take our greased pan here, or loaf pan. And honestly, I'm not gonna stir this down, but what I am gonna do is spray the spoon thing, because this is a very sticky batter. I'm not gonna stir it down because I want all of those bubbles, but I'm just going to get it in the loaf pan. And it will fill the loaf pan up about halfway, maybe not quite halfway. Now, this is not going to rise, when it comes out of the oven, it's not gonna look big and fluffy like one of my kneaded breads. but you'll be surprised. It will still be beautiful, and it will make great sandwiches. Now that we've got the batter in the loaf pan, I'm going to put it back in the oven and at about 100 degrees and let it rise for another 30 minutes to an hour. It kind of depends on how cold your kitchen is, how long it's going to take to rise, or where it is that you can put it. You can put it in the oven, put a bowl of boiling water in the oven and put it in the oven with a light on so that that's warmer. If your room temperature is warm, then you can leave it right out at room temperature, which is what I do in the summertime. But right now it's March and it's stormy outside and it's like 52 degrees. So in the oven it's going. There's plenty of warm places to find. And if your house is just cold and you don't have a warm place, then you may need to let it rise a little longer, but it will rise. So just give it time. Okay, it's been about 30 to 35 minutes. The bread has been rising. And what I actually did was I did 2 loaves. I did 1 loaf of the batter bread with gluten flour, and I did the other one without, so that if you used gluten flour, you could see what it would look like, and if you didn't use gluten flour, you could see what it would look like, because there is a significant difference, but both of them will taste great. So this is the bread that we use the gluten flour in. It's about 2.5 inches over the rim of the pan. I don't know if I can, there you go. You can see that it's rounded and puffy, and it looks a lot like kneaded bread would when it was complete, you know, when it was risen. So that's firmer, it's more like bread dough, and there's no problem with that being over the side of the pan because it's not going anywhere. It may settle during baking a little bit, but other than that, it's gonna be great. Now, this is the batter bread without the gluten in it. It is about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch below the rim of the pan. We don't want it to get much higher than that, because if it does, it's likely to spill over the side. It's very bubbly and battery. And this is gonna taste great too, either way. So what we're gonna do now, these are both completely risen. We're gonna very carefully put them in a 350-degree oven and let them bake. All right, so these came out of the oven, and I put a tea towel over them because we tend to like soft crusts. Now, as you can see, the crust is a little bit different than it would be with regular kneaded bread. It's, you know, it's kind of fallen a little bit. It's not as pretty shaped. And this one did not rise as much. It stayed pretty flat. And that's pretty much what you can expect from batter bread if you haven't added gluten to it. If you've added gluten to it, you're gonna get more of a bread shape. So let's go ahead and take them out of their pans. All right, and we're gonna cut this one and see what we've got as far as the texture of it. You want a really sharp serrated bread knife. And as you can see, this is soft and it's fluffy. It's more like kneaded bread, and that's because of the gluten in it. So let's see what we have here. It's soft. It's a little more coarse than, here, let me get this loaf up here so we can see both of them. There's this and there's this. You can see that this one is a little coarser than this one, but it's still soft and it still will make really good sandwiches. If you want bread that's more like bread, you're gonna want the gluten. If you just want a quick batter bread and you don't want to mess with gluten flour, this is what you're going to end up with, okay? But it's still delicious and it's still good. So I'm going to spread a little butter on these. Here's this one. Nothing better than warm bread and butter, that's for sure. And this one. And then I'll see over on the other side. Okay, y'all, 2 slices of bread. This one is the one without the gluten flour. This one is the one with the gluten flour. Everything else is exactly the same. So it's kind of up to you. If you don't want to have to mess with gluten flour, you don't want it to, you know, be around, you don't think you're going to use bread that much, you're just going to get a smaller bread, but it will still be delicious. If you want to invest in the gluten flour and have it, it's not really that expensive, but you generally have to buy kind of a lot of it. So if you're not going to use it very often, it's not worth it. But you will get bread that looks more like real bread than this does, okay? Let's taste. It's delicious. It's soft, and it's got a nice crust on it. And now this one, it's softer and chewier and more like what you would think of when you would think of bread. So it's up to you. Gluten flour or not gluten flour, either way, this is a great recipe. It's easy. You don't have to knead it, and you can do it at home in 2 hours. All right? I'll see y'all later. Love ya. Bye.